Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This particular video we're cutting a pant trouser, a three-quarter pant trouser. It has a side pocket, a band, a belt loop, and a front zipper. So I'll be starting with a straight line. That straight line is indicating my starting point. From that straight line, I'm going to measure my trouser length plus 2 inches. The 2 inches is for the hemming allowance. So I measure my trouser length, my three-quarter trouser length, but I added 2 inches to it. After that, I measure so this new line is my starting point. From there, I measure my hip length. I use 10 inches for my hip length. So 10 inches for my hip length, and I mark it straight. Then the next thing I measure is my thigh length, which is the crotch length. My crotch length, I make use of 12 inches. I actually want trouser to be a little free. That's the reason why I went down to 10 inches. Normally, I would have used 9 inches. So I'm indicating the lines. The first line is the waist line. The second line is the hip line, and the third line is my crotch line, which is the thigh. So the next thing I'm measuring now is my trouser length. I told you I added 2 inches to it, so I'm marking the original trouser length, removing the 2 inches from it. So that's been marking my trouser length, and I'll connect it. So firstly, I'll be starting with the side measurements. On the waist line, I'll be measuring 1 inches in. That 1 inches, I'll connect it to my hip line, just like that. Just come in by 1 inches on your waist side. After connecting to the hip line, from the hip to the down part of the trouser, just connect a straight line, just like that. So that's my side measurements. It's only the waist that I come in by 1 inches. So the next thing I'll be doing now is I'll be dividing my measurements. My waist divided by 4, the hip divided by 4, and the crotch divided by the thigh divided by 2. So my waist divided by 4 is what I note down. Then the next thing is my hip divided by 4. My hip divided by 4, 40 divided by 4, that's 10. So I make my 10 inches. And my thigh divided by 2, I also mark that as well. The next thing I did was, for the waist, I added my dart allowance, my sewing allowance. So for the dart, I added 2 inches for the dart because I want to make it a case splitting. So I added 2 inches for my dart, and I added 1.5 inches for my sewing allowance. I'll be sewing 1 inches by the side, and I'll be sewing half inches by the center. So I added 1.5 for my sewing allowance and 2 inches for the dart on the waistline. While on the hip line, I added 1 inches for ease, and I added 1.5 for my sewing allowance. So the 1 inches for ease is just for the freeness of the pants. While on the thigh length, I added 1 inches for ease as well, and also 1.5 inches for the sewing allowance. On the hip and on the thigh, I added total of 2.5 inches, while on the waist, I added total of 3.5 inches. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'll measure exactly what I have on my thigh measurement, and I'll go to the down part of the trouser, and I'll mark exactly what I have. There is going to be a straight pant, so I'll just connect the lines together, the straight line together. After connecting the straight line together, the next thing I'll be doing is I'll be connecting the thigh, hip, and the waist together using my curved ruler. So I'll just be using the curved ruler to connect that. Make sure the points are aligning. The ruler is aligning the point together. So just place it like that and connect it together. We're almost done with the cutting of the front. So the next thing I'm going to do is coming down by 1 inches at the center front, so that the pant is going to sit to at that center front. So I came down by 1 inches, and I mark it just like that. Just mark it like that. Just connect it back to the original measurement, original straight line, and I pin it down and cut the fabric. So we are done with the front part of the trouser. Very easy. Just pin it down carefully and cut it. Next thing is to cut the back. Just fold your fabric into two and place the front on it. After placing the front on it, make sure you have space by the side and at the upper part, at least 2 inches space by the side and at the upper part. So let's start from the crotch part. For the crotch part, we're going to connect that crotch line out. Just mark the crotch line out. Make sure that side up to 2 inches. Then use your ruler to connect the crotch line out. After connecting it, you measure 2 inches from there. After measuring 2 inches from there, you will just go down and mark 1 inches upward from the down part. Just mark 1 inches to the upper part, then you connect that 1 inches back to the 2 inches you mark at the crotch line. Just connect it like that. That's all for the side. So the other side of the trouser is going to remain the same. There won't be any changes there, to just remain exactly the way it is. So now let's go to the upper part of the trouser. For the back, we're at the front we came down by 1 inches, but for the back we're going to go up by 2 inches for the back slope. So just measure our 2 inches and mark it. Then we're going to connect it to the original line. So another thing we're going to do at the back is, for the front we make use of 2 inches darts, but for the back we only need 1 inches dart. So we're going to remeasure the waist measurement after connecting the slope line. So from the waist, we measure our waist divided by, from the side we measure our waist divided by 4, add our 1 inches allowance, and then add our 1.5 inches sewing allowance. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our ruler to connect the lines together. This is our ruler to connect that new measurements we have to the crotch line, to the 2 inches we mark at the crotch part. So just connect it together like that. After connecting it, that's all for the back. You just need to just cut it. So what I did, the difference between the back and the front is, at the crotch line we added 2 inches, while at the lower part of the trouser we added 1 inches. At the upper part of the front of the back we added 2 inches, and we connect it to the crotch line. And I also reduce the dart measurement at the back. For the front the dart measurement is 1 inches, while for the back for the front the dart measurement is 2 inches, while for the back the dart measurement is 1 inches. So that's the difference between the front and the back. So we just cut it, and that's all for the back cutting. The next thing we'll be doing now is to cut the band for the trouser. So for the band, I'll be cutting a 5 inches strap for the band. Just make sure the length of the band is enough for the waist. So the next thing is the pocket. For the pocket, I'll measure 2 inches on the waistline, and I'll come down by 6.5 inches. That is for the pocket opening by the side. So I'll just use my curve ruler to connect that two lines together. After connecting it, I'll take my fabric and I'll fold my fabric into 4. The wideness of the back fabric and the length of the fabric depend on how you want it to be long. I folded mine by 14, so when I divide it by 4, it is now 7 inches, and I make use of length 14 inches. So it's more like I folded it by 14 by 14, but when I folded it once again, it's now give that other part 7 inches. So after that, I'll just place I cut it out so that it would you understand and you won't be confused. After cutting it out, I place my front trouser on it. So after placing it, the folded part of this pocket would be inside. The folded part, that part that is folded, does not have cutting, would be inside the pocket, while the part that has opening will be by the side of the pocket. So you just trim it exactly, just trim the main body exactly on the pocket so that the shape will be equal. After doing that, the next thing you're going to cut is you're going to cut this shape that we curve out. But while cutting it, you're going to cut the 2 front parts, then you pick the next 2 from the pocket part. So you're going to cut 4 pieces like that. So just cut that part out. After cutting that part, you're going to have 2 pieces left. Then by the angle, you just cut it, just launch that part so that you're going to know the center of the pocket and launch the other part. So that is all for the pockets. So this is what it's going to look like. And the next thing I'm cutting this for the belt loop. So I'll just cut it so I can stitch it and turn it out for the belt loop. I'm cutting 2 of it so that it will be enough. Just cutting that. After that, the next thing we'll be cutting is the flyer for our zipper. But before then, let me just apply stay to the band and the. So what I did to the band is I apply stay to it. After applying my stay to it, I fold it by 2 inches. And the remaining part I fold it in. And this is the part I attach stay. This is the fabric I attach stay for. This part is actually for the zipper at the front, because the zipper is going to be at the front for the flyer. So what I did is, after applying this stay, I folded some part of the fabric. After folding some part of the fabric, I leave the other part plain. So the part I folded, I measure 10 inches. So at the lower part of this part, I'm going to be measuring 1/4, and at the upper part I'll be measuring 1.5 inches. The down part is smaller than the upper part, so I'll just roll a slant line like that. You're going to see how I sew it in my sewing video. So I'll be making another post of me sewing this trouser. So please like and subscribe to my channel so that you're going to know when I make a post of the sewing. So just cut that, and the second part, just roll a straight line. Just roll a new straight line. Roll the straight line and measure. This one width is going to be 2 inches. So just measure 2 inches from the beginning to the end. Still the same 10 inches that I measure initially that I'm using for this one as well. So after measuring the 2 inches, roll a straight line. Then at the end of the, just make a curve. When we are sewing it, you understand why we make the curve on it. So just cut it out. So that will be all for the cutting. I'll be making the video of the sewing. So my next post is going to be a video of the sewing. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Bye.